I saw a post on Facebook the other day that said, or asked the question, are non-white people born in England English? And in the comment section was interesting because there were many people in there, specifically black people, who were born in England but do not identify as English. But more interestingly than that, they would identify as Black British. Now, one of the funny things I find with black people in the UK, black people who were born in the UK or who otherwise would identify as Black British but refuse to accept the idea that they could be English, it's a contradiction. Let's talk about it. Confession. I used to do a similar thing. I used to reject the notion of being British or English. My parents are from the Caribbean, so I would identify with my heritage or my parents' heritage. And I think one of the main reasons of this was, now when I look back at it, I didn't realize it at the time, but one of the things I realized looking back at it is because when I was growing up, it wasn't uncommon for the people of Britain and England to tell you as a black person to go back to where you came from. You never felt accepted. I never felt accepted. The English people, the people of the country that you were born in, don't accept you as one of theirs. But they're also, interestingly, when you go to the Caribbean, or if you're from Africa or wherever you're from, or even Asian communities, right, they don't see you as one of them. They see you as a foreigner. In terms of being English, from a birth origin perspective, you're English. And to accept that you're British but not English is a contradiction, and here's why. British and Britain means or pertains to the four countries in Great Britain: Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and England. So by definition, if you accept that you're British, you are saying that you belong to one of those four home nations. And if you are born in England, there is no way that you're going to suggest that you're Scottish or Welsh or even Northern Irish. So it's a contradiction. But then equally, people who were born in Scotland or Wales or Northern Ireland would just say they're Irish or they're Scottish or they're Welsh. That's what they would say. But somehow we have a hard time saying we're English. One of the reasons why I think this is obviously the history associated with what it means to be English. I've seen some people suggest it's the Anglo-Saxon, that's what it's associated with, the white Anglo-Saxon group of people. And sure, you know, I'm not saying that is an inaccurate thing to say. It's one of the reasons why I think black people across the diaspora struggle with identity. Confusing race with ethnicity is part of the problem. I'm not here to tell people how they should identify. If you want to identify as Black British, then that's fine. To reject being English but acknowledge you're British is just absurd if you do not belong to the other home nations. And that's what's bizarre. To be English in a very simple way is you're born in England. So at the very least, you can sit there and say, well, you are English. Now, you may be culturally influenced by your family culture that may have a heritage outside of England, the Caribbean, Africa, Asia, you know, wherever the part of the world, South America, wherever your family culture is predominantly from, yeah, that is also going to shape your identity. I'm not rejecting those ideas. I just find it peculiar that there is an insistence, particularly with black minority groups, to reject the notion of English, but accept the notion of British. Let me put this question out there to you. Why do you think that, you know, being British is more accepted among non-white people, but English is rejected? Even though when, you know, assuming that they are born in England. Do you see it like I see it and it's a contradiction of terms? Or Or do you see there's actually a legitimate explanation that justifies the distinction that you can be British but not English?